Hi everyone. So today we're gonna tour you in the Redondo Pier. So our house is like 7 to 10 minutes walk from where it is. So fortunately we're near the beach. When I was talking to my husband, he would always say that he's living near the beach. So parang I just thought it's just gonna be the same in the Philippines. So it's like here beach cities are really nice. But of course the comes with a bigger tax, but it's like yeah, because the air here is so dry, so when you're near the beach you rarely have headache kasi you have moisture. Like in the Philippines we have a very high humidity, so I don't have that kind here. If it's so dry, my sinus would swell and I'll have a headache later. So yeah, that's why I think all my allergies, my sinus problems came out when I arrived here. But fortunately, we're just living beside the beach, so I have this opportunity to enjoy it. So we are walking towards the beach with Ethel fled on the stroller and adding. She's beside me. She's a camera shy. She doesn't like it um when I point the camera towards her. So yeah, we're gonna cross the street. It's a little bit busy street here, but it's not that scary because cars would usually stop when they see people crossing by. So it's here. It's like always the pedestrian is the priority of the road. So yeah, a few more steps. We're gonna be reaching it. We'll just go around that condo or apartments apart. They have condo units and apartments and houses that are really facing the ocean. They love the views. It's very expensive when you're in front of the ocean, but they pay for that so that they will have this very nice view. But one thing that I realized when I arrived here is their water is cold, because of course it's cold in here. Even though we don't have snow, we are near the desert, because California is a combination of a valley, desert, ocean topography, but still the water is cold. That's why, if you notice, they love visiting tropical countries because, like Philippines, our water is warm. So here, I rarely go to the water. I never like go swimming. It's only I adding who do that because of course again it's cold. So these are the nice condo units, I think, or apartments beside the ocean, and they have a really nice garden here with fire sticks, lavender, and here is adding. There's more apartments there. Um, and there's the ocean, so it's a little bit windy today and cold, but this girls doesn't mind it. They're still in their just t-shirt, but for me I'm still wearing my jacket or sweater because I'd rather be in my comfortable clothes when I go around here, because I realize when I arrive here, when I would fight that, I just don't enjoy it. If I go out, so I'd rather make myself warm and remove the clothes or the layers later. So if it gets a little bit warmer. So if you see, there's the ocean. People there's like sailboats, yachts. What do you call those boats that are super fast? So that's a good day to do sailing because it's windy, and if you notice, there's a lot of waves, and this is one of our favorite food. It's like a Mexican food. They slice the fruits and then put a lot of adding called it paprika powder, and then they put the I don't know champoy, but I forgot the correct word. But it's a sweet sauce, and then they put a lemon to make it a little bit sour. So we started to walk again towards the beach because we're really going to the pier today. Because I'm gonna show you around. The place where we are right now is a tourist spot. People come here to enjoy the ocean, especially in the summer. And then, if you notice, there's like meters there, like it's like an ATM small machine. But usually, these are the parking um what do you call this, parking places where you can pay by card or by cash. So yeah, the city is also earning from this. And yeah, that's how we're lucky, because we don't need to pay the parking. We can just walk from our house and enjoy the scenery and the view and the ocean all together. So up on my right side is the park where we usually go, the Veterans Park, and further down below is the pier. So yeah, this is where everything happens. 4th of July, they do fireworks. They have kite festivals. Sometimes they have September, no, Oktoberfest, and they have bands in here. But I rarely go because, when you have kids, you can go with the crowd, and I'm a little bit, even there's like a police station down there at the pier, but I'm still like, I don't want to be with the crowd. So if you notice, there are people who are biking around. So there's three piers here: the Hermosa, the Manhattan, and the Redondo. So you could rent a bike and just go biking from end to end. You should the Redondo would be the last pier, so just go back again. And they need to walk their bikes here because it's a little bit slopey, so it's dangerous for the pedestrian. So if you notice, there's a sign, walk your bike here. Then there's like a man preaching about the word of God. It's a little bit refreshing that people are doing it still, even in a very what do you call that, I forgot the word, but in a very in a improved place. Like sometimes people get so busy and just never mind about God, but it was just so nice to hear them. And these are some of the shops. They sell clothes, of course, souvenir items about Redondo, and then they have churros there. They have gelato, and then of course a lot of seafood restaurant. There's the parking space in there, and then they have Chinese food. I think they have French cuisine. Then they have crabs, of course, lobster, because we're near the beach. So if you want to sit and enjoy your food, you have a lot of place or chairs you could sit. And then further down there, we will see a store who sells pearl. Actually, there's two stores here who sells pearl. Um, you need to buy the oyster, and then you open it, and whatever is inside, it's yours, but it's a little bit pricey. And this other store is really selling jewelries, like they put the pearl together with the gold and other accessories. So usually when we would go down there, go down here before, I would keep on looking around because I really love pearl. And Adding's birthstone is also pearl, but and then my husband got me a pearl as a gift, I think last December. So that was really cool and I like it so much. So now I just look around the pearl, but I don't really like, oh, I want one, because I'm the kind of person who would just be like, if I have one, that would be enough. So I don't need more. Actually, when I was like growing up, I was just like, I wish I could just ride the plane. Or I was like, "Ah, can I really go to America someday?" And then God granted all of those wishes that I have. And like, sometimes I still have that feeling that, is it really happening? When I was like 6 months to a year, or maybe like the first month to 6 months that I was here, I was really like thinking I was just dreaming. And then sometimes I would like talk to my husband like, what if I wake up from this dream that I'm actually really here? And then he would joke around like, I would pinch you so that you would wake up. But whatever I have right now, I'm so thankful and grateful to my Creator and God that He granted me. And of course, with the help of my husband, it was like a dream come true. Whatever life I have right now, I just see it in movies. And now I'm finally having it. It's just like, I'm just so grateful for whatever I have right now. So this is another store who sells seafood. So if you love seafood, you can just, if you want to visit, Redondo, California someday. This is like more in the southern part. We are near San Diego, but San Diego is really down below us on the map. And then will go now to the other side of the pier. If you notice, uh, there are a lot of people who go fishing. It's like a hobby, and I was like sometimes tempted to just like ask them if they're gonna sell the fish to me, because I'm like, oh, but this is fresh, and usually they got this fish, this the mackerel, and I forgot the English of burot, but yeah, those are like the one that they're catching in this pier. So I would hear a lot of Filipinos who would speak. There would be like Tagalog, Bisaya. So I would be like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of Filipinos here. Like sometimes grandparents walking their grandchildren on the beach, letting them enjoy the sand, and just the couple would just start talking to each other, and I'm like, oh my, yeah, it's like still Philippines but in a different place. So if you notice, the floor or whatever you call that down there is like still made of wood, and I think this is one of the original one, because this used to be a pier for ship where they uh like bring all the goods to a certain part of California, and the ship would dock in here for the goods to be uh is it downloaded? I don't know what you call that, but yeah, it used to be all made of wood, but of course wood has become um like would decay in with a certain time, as they changed this. Most of the pier right now is already concrete, but it's like this. I don't know if this the same shape before or the structure, but if it's really nice and very the view is really scenic. Sometimes if you're lucky, you will find pelican in that sink, or hawk. I've seen one before, and like some small road runners, and then I see people are just sitting there and fishing. So sometimes I'm like tempted to ask my husband, "Can you get me one of those?" And I'll just fish our food for the day. So and for sure he would laugh at me like, "My goodness, just buy it from the store. Why do you have to make your? Why do you have to suffer with?" But it's like fun, right? It's like you gonna catch your own fish, and if you be able to catch your own, it's the feeling of satisfaction that you were able to do it. But of course I'm not good with it, so I'm just like not gonna be doing that idea. So here's a man who was able to catch a fish on his fishing rod, and I'm like, oh my goodness, look at that. I miss Philippines. Because I grow up with tatay doing work at the fish port, and every time I have no school, he would bring me to the fish port to help him pack the fish, um or just go with him like night travels if it's already very late and he needs someone, because sometimes you don't know where they're going. So Tatay would ask for me, and then just come with me. You can sleep while we're waiting, but I just need someone to be with me. That's how hard our life is in the Philippines. But because of those experiences, I was able to uh become me right now. Like I was resilient. I was scared of going out of General Santos, but when I started going out, because of the experiences that I was able to experience again in the Philippines, it made me more like, oh, okay, this is how it is, okay. And then when I was able to work on an NGO with with farmers, it's a little bit easy because I was already um exposed to different kinds of people. So, yeah, life is not so easy in the Philippines, but I'm grateful for whatever experiences it provided me, because it helps me a lot right now. I had trouble adjusting here in the US, but later on I was able to just learn it and just deal with it and finally, little bit every day, learning to drive, learning to cook, learning to do things that I was never able to do in the Philippines. It was hard, but finally I was able to adjust with it. So further down below, there's more um like spots where you could just sit and enjoy and just watch the ocean. And usually us, because we're always here, we'll just look around and do a quick walk. For me, it's more the walking that I really enjoy. And then uh pier is like a big. This Redondo Pier is really big, so this is just like half of what it can offer right now. If you go further, there are more shops that are not selling only food, but more souvenir items. Of course, they have uh, other things to offer. So I'm doing selfie here, and this is the ocean. So this is the 360 degrees view of the Redondo Pier. If you will see the condos, apartments there. And that, I don't know what you call that behind me. It's like a breakwater. They build it so that when there's like big waves, it's not gonna go directly hit the pier. So yes, um, that's how it is. There's more restaurants down there, and there's like a boat who would go out to do whale and dolphin watching. So that's another thing that you can do here. You can do paddle boarding, you can do surfing, you can do I forgot the word, but when you do the paddle boarding but you're standing up. Oh, yeah, I think that's a paddle boarding. And then if you do kayak, is that like that small boat that you just do like row by yourself? So here you notice there's a lot of people who are biking around, tables, chairs where you could hang out with your family and just enjoy the moment with them. So that's how it is here. It's a little bit like when I was here the first time, it was overwhelming. Um, it I don't know, I was not able to appreciate it the first few months that I was here. Maybe because of course where you came from would always be your comfort zone. So you don't appreciate what you have. And but later on I just see, yeah, that people come here, they pay, they travel just to see this. And me, I was just like, oh yeah, because our house is not that near the beach, but still we are near the ocean, and General Santos is an ocean city, or ocean or coastal city, I'm sorry. So anytime you want to go to the water, it's just an easy travel. It's just a short travel. So if you notice, there's a boat that go out for whale or dolphin watching. So there's a lot of families, couples that would go here and just enjoy the moment and eat good food, and just enjoy the ocean, enjoy the 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 moisture in the air, because if you live like in the desert inland, it's a little bit drier, so your nose gets a little bit painful for those people who have issues with their sinus or allergies, because it's a little bit dusty in in the desert. So this is another restaurant, the Kincaid's, and yeah, we just walk around it. We never went further. We only like walk half of the pier. So we were there on that other side earlier. We're already going back home. Yeah. Sometimes if you're lucky, there would be a seal that would come down here and started making sounds. So people would be like all over it, this place, and keep on looking at that seal. It's a white one, but I've never seen it for a while. I don't know what happened, but again, we have sharks here, so you never know if that seal has already been a dinner of some sharks. So, uh, yes, it's a reality, the cycle of nature. So yeah, we're walking further. Just we're already gonna go home. So these are the racks where you could take pictures, but now they prohibited of stepping into the rocks. I remember Marian Rivera has a picture here before in Instagram. She was sitting on one of the rocks, but I don't know when they did put that up. Like they're not allowing people to be there anymore as of now because of course it's dangerous. It's not that it's a it's a deep or high fall, but of course it's rocky. So if you lost your balance, and you might hit one of the rocks, so we never know. This pier on my left side, those are the parking spaces. If you want to park and go around the pier, and there's for like more restaurants on those side. They have this fresh seafood. They sell fresh seafoods, of course, but they cook it for you. The issue when I crave for milkfish and tilapia and I forgot, this flat big fish. I would just usually go down there, ask them to cook, like grill it or um fry it, and I'll just bring it home. I don't like eating here because of course it's a touristy place where there's a lot of people, and you have two kids. That's a very difficult thing to do. So yeah, this is how or where we are. My husband was able to acquire property long time ago in this place when he moved from Chicago, Illinois. He worked first in San Francisco, and he was transferred San Francisco airport, and then he was transferred to LAX, and then he rented for a while, and then he was able to find property which we are where we are right now, the house that we are living. um so he just fixed it, renovated, because it's like a summer cottage. Where Thank you for